Le ticket d'entrée, on ne va plus vous le redemander. Vous pouvez le mettre dans le sac à main. Et au niveau des plats, Catherine va vous expliquer selon. Voilà.
The village Saint-Joseph is the work of Daniel Backley, who had been collecting all of this material, the historical stuff. I mean, many people would call it junk. You can imagine having all this stuff lying around somewhere, but he put it in order and put it together and created this village which opened in 1996. He himself was a master craftsman, and so a lot of the things which you see here are his work or the work of people he was actually working with. For example, this windmill here, which took 3,500 person hours to complete, and that was built in 1990, but it's a copy of a windmill from this area of northern France. He clearly also had some religious ideas behind him. The idea of Saint-Joseph, Joseph was his father, but he was also thinking of Joseph as the father, or the husband of Mary, the mother of Jesus. And he created a church there and some stations of the cross which you can also visit. We had clearly very close links to craftsmen. Here we have the blacksmith, forgeron, and in many cases he could actually recall people who did this type of work, or I think many of us, when I was born in 1961, I can sort of recall people talking at places like this, even though I didn't see it myself. The garage has started off probably by repairing bicycles, and then they moved on to these things, which are bicycles with engines. Sometimes you see people out in the countryside, in Poland I've seen people with these things, those normally homemade, but that's definitely the forerunner of today's electric bike. And when it was empty of fuel, I presume it weighed rather similar amount to these electric bikes. Maybe I'm exaggerating a bit there. And then they moved on to cars as more and more people had cars. And as the sign says, Daniel Backley, he would have known all about this from being interested in bikes as a child, and he'd have seen this in the years after the Second World War, and his father no doubt told him about what it was like before the war. It's a garage from the 1930s. There we have a Citroen C4 van from 1932. And that's what you could have expected to see if you brought your vehicle in the interwar period. Joseph Backley, the father of the person who started this, was a wheelright, and this is a copy of his workshop. Now, I've got a great deal of respect for all craftspeople, but above all, it's the wheelright. How difficult it must be to make that wheel, how to make it round, and wheels have been in everything from the Middle Ages, and even the Romans had them. So it's such a history, and trying to get that absolutely round so it'll roll properly seems to me to be an incredible amount of work, and how lucky it is today when there's just presses which press wheels which are perfectly round. Have some prices. Beef is 22 francs a kilo, and that's off the bone. First choice, third class I should say, without off the bone, 12.70. This is a washer dryer from 1935, made from aluminium, although the centre part is copper. That would have been a modern one when this was put here. This has probably been here now for 20 years, so it's no longer as modern as it was in 1996. And here we have vehicles made a scale of 1 to 2 by Daniel Backley, and that's of a British lorry from the beginning of the 20th century. Quincaillerie, a DIY shop, or as we used to call them, hardware shops. I don't think the word quincaillerie is used that often these days in France. So you see here an auction to be held on the 3rd of January 1968 at 1500 hours, and a house is being sold in Givelde, which is on the border with Belgium. Actually, I've got a film of the motorway stop with that name. A little cafe. Artisanal bread manufacture. Small bakery made here and sold through the window, possibly, just guessing. Though I saw small places like this in Jerusalem, so they still must be around. Locksmith.